Hello everyone, and welcome to another PTFS Wiki News episode. I'm your host, That One Unoriginal, and in today's episode, we'll be talking about one of the largest leaks and upcoming changes to the PTFS experience. Of course, that may at first seem like an exaggeration, but this update will fundamentally change one of the most iconic islands on the map alongside multiple airports on it. As you may know, throughout the history of the PTFS experience, the map has changed multiple times with the introduction of new airports, but throughout this, there has been one island that has been more iconic and well known within the community than all others. It's likely where a lot of people fly to, from, or at least fly over on almost all of their flights, and for a lot of you, it's likely the first airport you spawned at when first playing PTFS. If you read the title, you already know what the island is, but if you didn't, the island is Greater Rockford. It is home to the airports of Greater Rockford, Mellor, Baltic Airfield, Airbase Gary, Waterloo, Train Center, and the Greater Rockford Coast Guard Station. Additionally, one of the two carriers, the HMS Queen Elizabeth, is located near the coast of the Greater Rockford Island. Throughout the years, Greater Rockford Island has quickly become one of the most popular islands in the game, alongside Greater Rockford Airport becoming one of the most popular airports among the other airports on the island. But whilst the island is iconic, the looks and feel and quality of the island have remained the same throughout the years. This becomes particularly noticeable when you compare it to the newer islands like Orangi or Perth. Just like how the newer aircraft models look better than the old aircraft models, the new islands look better than the old islands. In the past, we had indicated that Orange 12345 had the intention of remodeling or redesigning Island, but there was never a when it would happen or how such a remodel or redesign would look. But finally, during a video showcasing the development of the A380 model, when discussing about the upcoming update, he revealed that Greater Rockford will potentially be getting a new design. And now, the development of the new design has commenced. Firstly, and most importantly to get out straight away, this is not just a remodel keeping the design and the looks the same. It is an entirely new design for the island that looks drastically different than what users have seen throughout the past few years. The new design consists of one large island featuring multiple mountainous areas alongside a river that cuts through the middle of it. The area near Greater Rockford Airport will apparently be relatively flat though. Alongside this, there are two smaller islands on the southwest and southeast. The smaller of the two appears to be purely aesthetic, with the larger of the two featuring the Mellor Airport. Meanwhile, the main island has the Greater Rockford Airport, Airbase Gary, Baltic Airfield, and Training Center. From my knowledge, we're unaware of where Waterloo or the Coast Guard Station will be located. But talking about airports, as we stated earlier, alongside a remodel of the island, there will also be changes being made to the Greater Rockford Island airports. So far, we know the changes that have been made to the Greater Rockford, Mellor, Baltic Airfield, and Airbase Gary airports. Some of these are small modifications, while others are entirely new designs. Firstly, and most insignificant of the changes we know of, Mellor. The main change Mellor is receiving is more so its location relative to Greater Rockford Airport than anything with the airport itself. Currently, Greater Rockford and Mellor are pretty close to each other. They're not that far from each other. But now, the distance between Greater Rockford and Mellor will be increased significantly. Whilst Greater Rockford is on the west side of the main island, the Mellor Airport is located on the southeast smaller island, as shown on screen right now. But when it comes to the airport itself, it looks almost identical to the current airport, so don't go expecting to have an entirely new design for that. But anyways, next up, Greater Rockford. As a few of you may know, Greater Rockford Airport is based loosely on Manchester Airport. Some people may be going around saying that it's based on Chicago Rockford Airport due to their similar naming, but no, it is based loosely on Manchester Airport. But anyways, the new Greater Rockford design will better reflect how Manchester Airport truly looks like, including a new terminal, including what appears to be multiple terminals instead of just one, a first for PTFS. What's also a first for PTFS is the first airport to have 3 runways. As shown on the screen right now, Greater Rockford Airport will be getting a 3rd runway, meaning instead of just having a 36 left or 36 right and an 18 left and 18 right, there will be a 36 and 18 15 left, right, and center. Though it's unknown but unlikely that these airports will keep their runway numbers due to the different orientations and locations of all the airports. After that, we have Airbase Gary. Like Greater Rockford Airport, it'll be getting an entirely new design, but unlike Greater Rockford, the new design is based on an entirely different airbase. And that airbase is the Antonio Bautista Air Base, which is a military airbase of the Philippine Air Force located on Puerto Princesa, Palawan, Philippines, which, by the way, I apologize, I probably butchered all of that. The airport is named in honor of Colonel Antonio Bautista, who was killed in action on January 11th as an F-86 Sabre pilot while engaged in close air support mission against Muslim rebels. Whilst we're talking about Airbase Gary, for those worried that the names of these iconic airports will be getting a new name alongside their new design, no, they will not. When we asked Orange12345 if they would be getting a new name, he stated that they'll be keeping their current name, which includes Airbase Gary, and their next airport, which is Baltic Airfield. Like Airbase Gary, it'll be getting an entirely new design based on an entirely different airfield. And for this one, that airfield is the Mountain Air Country Club. It's a private golf country club located in the mountains of the US state North Carolina. Unfortunately, from my knowledge, that is all the information we know of. We don't currently know what modifications will be happening to Waterloo Train Center or the Greater Rockford Coast Guard Station. Anyways, throughout the last couple of weeks, we've been asking our community to share their thoughts on the current developments on the island, and these are the results that we got. To begin, on April 12th, we held a poll on the Discord server asking users about their thoughts on the new Greater Rockford Island design. Out of a total of 63 votes, 62% voted that they thought the new design was amazing, 24% voted that they thought the new design was alright, 3% voted that they thought the new design was bad, and 11% voted that they would have preferred the old design be kept as is. Afterwards, on April 13th, we held another poll asking users about their thoughts on the new Airbase Gary design. Out of a total of 127 votes, 50% voted that they thought the new design was amazing, 25% voted that they thought the new design was alright, 30% voted that they wanted a different design to be the one that replaced Airbase Gary, and 30% voted that they would have preferred the old design be kept. Next up, on the same day, April 13th, we held an additional poll asking users about their thoughts on the new Baltic Airfield design. Out of 102 votes, 50% voted that they thought the new design was amazing, 36% voted that they thought the new design was alright, 11% voted that they would have preferred a different airfield replace Baltic Airfield, and 3% voted that they would have preferred the old design. But after that, on April 17th, we had a poll asking users about their thoughts on the changes, or better said, lack of changes made to Mellor. Out of a total of 112 votes, 80% voted that they would have preferred that Mellor joined Airbase Gary in Baltic Airfield and getting a new design, whilst 20% voted that they thought they were alright with Mellor as is. Then, on April 19th, we once more had a poll asking users about their thoughts on Greater Rockford getting a new third runway. Out of 154 votes, 82% voted that they would prefer Greater Rockford have 3 runways, and 18% voted that they would have preferred Greater Rockford keeping its iconic 2-runway design. Finally, on April 26th, we held 2 polls asking users firstly their thoughts on the new Greater Rockford terminal, and another poll asking users about their thoughts on the new Greater Rockford Airport as a whole. For the first poll regarding the Greater Rockford terminal, with a total of 154 votes, 73 voted that they thought the new terminal was amazing, 20% voted that it was alright, 5% voted that it was meh, and 2% voted that it was bad and or would have preferred the current terminal. And for the secondary poll in regards to the Greater Rockford Airport as a whole, with a total of 158 votes, 65% voted that they thought the new airport was amazing, 28% voted that it was alright, 4% voted that it was meh, and 4% voted that it was bad and or would have preferred the original design. We're continuously holding polls in regards to the development of the Greater Rockford Island, and we'll also rerun these polls once the update is released so that we can compare the thoughts of users before the update drop and after the update drop. We'll likely also continue these polls for all future updates as well. If you want to participate in any of these polls and be featured in episodes, make sure to join the PTFS Wiki Discord server with the link located on screen right now and in the description below. Anyways, that is the end of today's PTFS Wiki News episode. With how quickly these leaks and screenshots are being revealed by Orange, it's almost certain that once this video has been published, that new information has already been revealed. If you want to stay up to date on the development of the Greater Rockford Island, make sure to check out and join our Discord server linked in the description below. Joining the Discord server will also give you direct access to the PTFS Wiki team alongside the polls featured in this episode. Remember, we'll be holding a series of polls once the update drops to see how the perception of these changes are seen once people are able to get their hands on it. We want to thank the following people for sharing information, screenshots, messages, and other leaks relating to the upcoming update. Things have been moving so fast over the past few weeks. It wouldn't have been possible to make these videos as easily if it weren't for the people like shown on the screen for finding and sharing these leaks with us on the PTFS Wiki Discord server. Apart from that, if you enjoyed this episode, please like it and share with others that may find it interesting. If you enjoy the content that PTFS Wiki News publishes, press the subscribe button and notification bell to be notified whenever a new episode releases. Another way of knowing when a new episode drops alongside staying up to date with the latest leaks available is by checking out our other social platforms like our X, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky alongside our Discord server. All of these are linked in the description below. Finally, before we end up today's episode, if you are interested in any of the partner groups and services shown on the bottom of the screen, the links to them can be found in the description below. These are groups that are created by PTF users for PTFS users and provide tools, products, or services that make your experience playing PTFS better. Anyways, we hope to see you in the next PTFS Wiki News episode. Goodbye.